there's always somebody watching you. Never think that you're alone either. Always somebody watching you. Go get it. And when I mean go get it, don't let nobody stop you from whatever you desire. Like it's a lot out in this world. So whatever you want to do, you can do that.
Welcome world, welcome family to another episode of the EL2A podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Gilmore Jr. To right of me, we ain't got Mr. Military.
Oh, that's it.
We one short. Like we got the Rockster in the middle. We got the Rocket. Eddie Rock, how you feel today, brother?
I'm good. I feel weird. I ain't gonna lie. Sitting feeling better.
You here today though, but to the right of here, we got somebody to make up to. We got a very special guest, Mr. Izaiah Guy. How you feeling today, bro?
I'm good, man. Ready to get to it. Ready to put some knowledge on y'all a little bit.
Yeah, I love it, man. Hey, but listen, man, glad to have you here. One thing I want to tell you, man, very, very proud of you, bro. Proud of seeing you just on. So one thing about me, being from the city, being from Ocala, I love to see young black men be successful. And I feel like you are the standard of what it means. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot that come through that talk a big game or even say what they want to do, but they fall short for whatever reason. And I see you being successful, bro. So it means a lot to me to see it. And just keep going, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
That,
all right, well, man, I know Zay gonna bring a lot of attention to the podcast. So start what you're doing right now, all right? Making sure you like, subscribe, and comment. All right, so again, this is a platform, all right? We're gonna entertain you, but we're also gonna educate you. I know a lot of times, most people run the entertainment. They want something that's gonna make you feel good. We're gonna educate you. We're gonna give you something to make you move your feet and help you be a better person, all right? So make sure you like and subscribe to our channel, and we're gonna keep turning it up, man. But it ain't about us today, man. It's about the special guest. One thing, man, I want to tell you, man, you got a lot going on, bro. So I'm gonna say, let's start here. You got a lot going on, man. I was a student-athlete, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know the demand of being a student-athlete. Yeah. I know what it means to going to practice, going to study hall, going to training table. There's a lot that goes on with that. All with that being said, you are that, but you're a lot more than that. You're basically an entrepreneur. You got, party promote, you do a promoter, basically, you do all these different things. I want to know how you do all this. And I'm gonna preface this. I'm gonna tell you, when people used to ask me, who am I? When I play football, my return with that, I'm a football player, because that's what I was. That's what I felt. I figured out that more than that. You do so much. I need you tell me, because I can't even explain you. Who is Izaiah Guy?
Shoot, I ain't really thought about that one yet. But I mean, I'm just I think everybody's special, so I ain't gonna say regular human being. I'm a special human being like everybody else. I'm just blessed to be able to do different things with what God put in front of me. I play football. That's the first priority. Then second, I throw advance, and then I try to, do stuff in the community just to, give back, because a lot of people don't do that. So, I just try to, put that out there for the kids so they can just see like, okay, yeah, he does this, but he also looks out for us. So, that's me.
We work with cut different, so work with a lot of young men. Our hopes is that we can build a lot of Izaiah guys, that we can send a lot of young men to be successful, whatever that means to them. For you, it's football, it's throwing events. For them, it might be being a scientist, being the next president. We just want kids to be successful. I know, he know, a lot of, we all from the same city. We know a lot of people that haven't been able to be successful in a sense. What makes you different? What do you think makes you different from the other people that aren't able to reach, I guess, a level of success that they're looking for?
It's just hard for somebody to tell me no. I just feel like somebody tell me no, I can get a whole lot of yeses if you just keep going. Just never give up on what you desire. If I'm talking to the youth or talking to adults, if you got something that you want to do, go do that. But you got to actually put in the work to, accomplish that. You can't just, say, well, I'm going to be a police officer, but you don't, looking to be a police officer. You don't have a desire to be that. So I think that's just what I go by. I don't really, somebody tell me no, I respect that, but it's going to be a yes later.
So yeah, where did that come from? You get what I'm saying? That just you don't just come out the womb and have that type of mentality. Where you get that from?
So I was the smallest, when we played football, I was one of the smallest kids on the team. Very small.
Yeah.
So all of my homeboys, they was bigger than me, and I just had to work harder I still have to work harder than a lot of people, because, some people are blessed to do other things that other people can't. So with that, I just feel like nobody can just stop me. So really, as a kid, being like the smallest out of everybody, you just gotta you have to do things. You have to do more things than they have to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So really, with that, I just use that for the way of my life, and now I'm probably the biggest out of all of them. But as far as we talking about height, but I'm probably the biggest out of all of them. But that's just the way I go about life.
Yeah, I think it's been one thing I get from you, and it's just me outside looking in. I see a natural born hustler. You get what I'm saying? And usually when people hear the word hustling, they can take it in a negative sense. I think a hustler to me is positive. I love a hustler. I love somebody like you just said. I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm going to get it no matter what. And that's what I see in you. And when you think about them hustling roots, I can think of someone that I know of you that may have came from, but I'll let you tell it to me. But where do you think that hustle in you come from?
So it came from my pop. He just, I mean, so it's in me. Yeah, he has a bunch of businesses. I'm trying to catch up to him with the businesses, but I definitely think I got that hustle part from him. Just looking at him, being like, if he can do it, I can do it. So yeah. That's just how I went about it.
Yeah, take me back to because what we want to do, we want to dig in your story a little bit, because again, it's easy to come up here. People know you for what you do. You play football, you promote part events, throw events. But do they know the real Izaiah Guy? You know what I'm saying? How did you get here? The challenges and all that. We want to be able to paint them stories to everybody. So I kind of want to take it back and talk about your upbringing a little bit. So, coming up in Ocala, who did you look up to? Like, who were your role models coming up?
Oh. I mean, I had different role models. Football wise, I was looking up, like, I was a kid back then, so I was looking up like Momo, Justin Watkins, those type, Ruck, people like that. So just looking up to them in football, that made me want to go harder. As far as like events, I really didn't really look up to anybody.
So you, even at that young age, you always wanted to do, or you just talking about now?
So with the events, my dad threw a party for me. He threw a birthday party for me when I was like 16, and a whole bunch of people came out. I probably promoted it for like a month, but I didn't know too much about promo. So a whole bunch of people came out, and then after that party, they were just like, keep throwing events. So I kept throwing them, and then I just found out like it's actually a business into it. So that's when I, got introduced to the club and got introduced to different buildings, and from then it's been pretty good.
Yeah. So when you so at 16, so you've been doing the promo at 16 when you first, then you just kept it going, and now you're to this point. All right. So now, still on your childhood. So you say with the events, it was your party, but just in general, like you as a human, you could go back, because I know. So now you're doing events, and that's what you could think of. But I'm just saying in childhood, like the person that you like, okay, this is what I want to be like. Like what was that person? What did you want to be as a kid?
I said I wanted to be like my granddad. He passed away in 2018. He was just hardworking man. He didn't. I wouldn't say he had a hustle for hard work, but
got pictures, didn't he?
Yeah. He
was a bus driver.
His granddad was our bus driver?
When we would get on the bus at South Ocala,
my memory bad, but that's way like
I put two and two together, actually. So, because your dad, when he was taking pictures, I said, wait. Then I was able to tie two and two. That's his granddad.
Okay, I can't put it together, but okay. So you say granddad?
Yeah, both of my granddads really inspired me to just do what I wanted to do. When I grew up, we weren't living poor, but we was just, living the, I don't know the right word for it. We was living an okay life, and then when he passed away, things got better, financially, and from then on, I guess that's when I really sprouted into wanting to do more for myself and more in the community.
Yeah. So being a student athlete, I always say, so growing up, when you're a student athlete, you're the one you get the most pub in our community. They tell you rap, you go to the league, you sell drugs. When you find out that you're good at football, you are the cool kid. You are the one that everybody look up to. They want to be like. You get the pub. When you were in school, and I know you went to Vanguard, so we got a little rivalry here. But listen, you went to like three different high schools. What was all into that? What made you bounce around and go to 3 different schools?
So a lot of people don't know this story, and I'm so glad you're talking about it. I just did switch high schools.
Yeah.
So my freshman year, went to Forest High School, played JV there, got moved up to varsity. The head coach at Forest that year left, so they brought in a new head coach. And I was like, I don't really, I don't know too much about him. I'm gonna just go to Trinity Catholic. That's where I have family at. They wanted me to go there. I stayed at Trinity Catholic for a year, for a semester actually. No, yeah, semester. So after that semester, that's when I transferred back to Forest because the head coach, one of my position coaches went over there. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna go back there, see how it is. That's when COVID was going around. So after that year, like before I went to Vanguard, it was just a lot going on with the coach, and he wasn't really like, I don't think he was really looking out for us like that. So that's when I went to Vanguard because I got family at Vanguard as well. So that's just really how the whole thing played out.
Yeah. So talk about because, and again, I rock with Vanguard. I rock with especially Coach Foreman and what he got going on. Talk a little bit about Coach Foreman. I know a lot of people talk about it and what he look at and see what he does year to year, but give him a little more insight to how he get it done over there.
I mean, Coach Foreman is a different type guy. He's my guy though. Like we clicked once I got there. He actually tell me every day to this day he wish I was there the whole 4 years. But he's a real stand up guy. Just the way he moves, the way he takes care of his family, like he's really an inspiration to a lot of the kids coming up over that way. I'm very blessed and thankful to even get to play for him because it's definitely an honor to play for him, being over there.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it too because it's funny when we get to talk, we had a lot of athletes. We had KJ on here, Jai. And I started thinking about to when I was when I was playing football in high school and like what motivated me and like what kept me going. And you transitioned, you went to Georgia State. What was your decision into going? Did you have other offers? What was your deciding factor of going to Georgia State?
I had a few offers, probably like 13 in total. But at that point in August, we were just traveling to Georgia Tech and Georgia State and a couple more schools with my uncles. So once I got to Georgia State, they weren't even looking at me. I don't think they were coming with. I came with my cousin. So when we got there, I ran into the DB coach and, we clicked, we had a bond, I liked him, and that's what just made me stay committed there. And then when it was time for signing day, it was between Georgia State and Yale. And then
I remember that. No, that's I remember that. I remember that because it's kind of like, well, Yale? So what was what made you decide that over Yale?
When people mention Yale, unless you have went there, you're really not gonna know what it's really about. Like at the end of the day, college is about what you wanted, like what you wanted to be. And when I visited, I just didn't feel like it was, it was meant for me.
And it's not gonna be throwing no parties in Yale.
It's definitely a different type of world over there. Like you're talking to I talked to like somebody, their mom worked for CNN, another dude, his dad worked for ESPN. It's like a different type thing. So it's a lot of different people over there, and I'm not knocking Yale because if you have a chance to go to Yale, I think you should visit it and you should go there. But just for what I wanted to do, it ain't gonna fit for me.
That's a big thing. So most people would have jumped on a situation just because how you think I could Yale, boy, and just off going to Yale and its prestigiousness behind being at Yale, it made somebody jump. So it was good that you were able to decipher like my long-term goal. This doesn't add up to me getting to my long-term goal. So that's a lot of people need to be able to do that. You also wore 7 in high school, right? And you wore 7 in college as well. So what's the significance around number 7?
It really just stuck with me throughout MSWIFL. I just think it's
Oh, you were in MSWIFL too?
Yeah, I think it's just a lucky number, and it just really stuck with me. So
roll them dice, Michael Vick. So it's just like it. But so now we're gonna get into the nuts and bolts of it. So this is what I really need to know. All right. So I was always told keep the main thing. That's something I was told. So if I play ball, that basically means that you need to focus on football. You, my guy, you my guy, Izaiah Guy. That's kind of funny. But anywho, you do a lot of things, bro.
Well,
so how are you able to manage all these different things? How does this work? How does Izaiah Guy be Izaiah Guy that can start at Georgia State at cornerback and also be a top promoted? How does that happen?
I'll say it's not really for everybody. It does. You do have to flip your brain when it comes to football. When it comes to school period, you have to flip your brain. So I feel like my freshman year, it was wild my freshman year. So I was just, I knew I didn't have really a chance to play. So I guess I can say I really wasn't taking football as serious. So, I really just shied away from it a little bit. Then spring came up. So then that's when I, showed out or whatnot. And my coach told me, like, you got to pick one. And either you want to do that or you want to do this. And so I learned to put football forward ahead of promoting. Like, promoting is just like a bonus. Like, everybody has something else they do. I don't put my when football is not around, because I still work it. Like, I'm going to work there. I'm going to work. I'm going to be the best that I can be. But when, like, now how we're on break, this is when I can portray my time to promoting. But when I go back, it's like my time is in football. Like, I'm where my feet are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I still will promote and throw events, but at the end of the day, I'm in school I play football because I'm in school, because of football. So I really just have to, I really balance it out now to a point where it just doesn't really affect, what I got going on. At the end of the day, when I'm in Atlanta, all I can really do is post parties. Like, it really can't, be down here promoting or nothing like that. So I just like to keep the main thing, if my feet are in Atlanta, that's gonna be in Atlanta.
Do you so when I played college ball, my coach, he didn't allow us to do anything but football. For example, if you even like social media post some crazy, they tell you take it down. Like, they were very like on that. We had some guys that pledged, like, and they did it secretly. They just showed up one day with bald heads and they knew they had pledged. He literally lined them up in the room, and like they had to come in front of everybody in the team room, lined them up, and basically he pointed at them and like basically tried to make it seem as if look at what they think of you, for like painted the pictures just because they're doing that they don't care about us because they're putting their time elsewhere. Do you ever get that pressure? Like, do your coaches ever make you feel as if you promoting is taken away from what you're doing on the field?
So with my old coach, he would always tell me, like, if you just put all your time into this, like, you'll be that. But the new coaching staff I have now, the coaching staff I had last year, I never gave them a reason to question promoting. Like, at the end of the day, they're gonna say I'm a leader. I show up on time. I do my work. They don't have to ever, like, they would never have to question promoting when it comes to me. Like, they don't probably don't even know, honestly. And if they ask, like, they know when they bring recruits, they know who to come to. But so that's another thing. Like, they know okay, we gotta put him with Izaiah because he gonna make sure, like, this recruit come. But that's like, as far as them questioning what I do, and even family, like, I never gave anybody a reason to question why, like, I never gave anybody a reason to, like, make me have to pick football or promoting. To me, it's going to be football first, promoting on the back end. That's just like if I was cutting hair, like, it's going to be football and then cutting hair. It's just promoting. You got to be more out on the scene. But yeah, I never really gave nobody I'm a leader. I like my coaches look at me as a leader. Yeah. I started this past season. So it's like, I don't really like giving people like the ability to be like, oh, well, he throws parties, so he just is not focused because I am. Like, so
that's one of the hardest things, because you see grown men not being able to balance, like, being able to time management, basically what that is, time management and balancing two different things. So my question that I have for you is, were you always able to balance when you first got into college? Have you always been able to balance the two, football and promoting?
When I first got into college, no. I really had to learn how to balance it. Like my freshman year, I was really I was going to sleep at 4 a.m., getting home from a party at 4 a.m., practice at 6 a.m. Yeah. But, like, again, going back to
not the good, but I was thinking you did that right now. But good,
But, like, it goes back to, I never gave nobody the ability to question, like, well, if he's missing assignments, maybe you need to shy away from him. Like, I don't really give nobody a ability to say something like that.
Yeah, a lot of people, and I say that because a lot of there are, and not just men, but as a man, all men on stage. So there are men that don't know how to do that. Like you said, there are people that don't know how to decipher. Okay, well, let me do my job the best way that I can do it. Let me do the best that I can do at my job here. And then I can go, if I have the energy, if I want to go do something else outside of this, I can go do that as well. But as long as I'm taking care of the main thing, then this can, I can make sure that this happens. And a lot of times that's where, when you have people that are talented, or you have people that can go do something else to make extra money, whatever the case may be, that's where that imbalance comes in. And not, as a man, you trying to do multiple things and you don't find that thin line, that you don't find that balance. I work for a company, and they're talking about work-life balance. So again, now this isn't financial, but it's my family, so that was something that was serious. So I started telling this man, like, bro, I can't find this work-life balance, bro. You know, I'm putting more into this than I am the family, it didn't feel right. I feel like I'm taking away from the family when I know that I'm working this job and I'm there as much as I am to make sure that I'm taking care of them. But then, you know, I'm lacking on one end. So I just had to find that out. And then a decision was made that, okay, well, let me do this. Let me back away from the job and find something else where I can balance the two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I definitely feel like you have to step back from one to let the other, you know, marinate and get with it. That's just like a football coach. He has a because college football coaches, they be at the stadium all day, they work all day, then they have a family. So it's like it can't be football and your family down here. Your family probably will collapse. So I feel like if they can find balance in that, then why can I find balance, or why could you find balance in, you know, what?
Now I was gonna ask that too, but just realistically though, if you really think about it, say if you did drop one, and so if you just drop promoting and do you focus on football, do you think that'll make you would be better at football? You think like your football play will rise? So you get what I'm saying? Do you think if you become a better football player? Honestly, if you really just, because I know we have wants and needs, you know what I mean? Something you want a part pro because you're good at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But do you think if you really like say, I'm just because I really want to be that good at football, that dropping it will make you better at football?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it would make me better. It might, you know, shift my focus to where I don't have to focus on that. Like when football is not in session. But yeah, I wouldn't really just say like I would be better at one or the other, because like I love football and I love promoting. But like I said, at the end of the day, football was my first love. So yeah, it's gonna be my first love.
Yeah. When you started off, so I started football, bro, and my career, again, I want to see how you feel about your football career, basically what I'm getting to. My football career ain't go nowhere. I thought, you know, you leave high school, you go out there, you thinking like you about to go take over D1 league, all that different stuff. Right now, as you currently stand, how do you feel about the trajectory of your career? Has it been going the way you thought it would go?
So my red shirt sophomore year, that's when I was like I came in as the third corner in mid-season, and I you know, I flourished, I shined. And this past year I went through an injury. I had slight tears in my knee, tendonitis in my knee, fighting through a hamstring the whole season, so it really didn't go how I projected it to go. And that's why I feel like goals sometimes right now could be like a little iffy, because you don't know what could ever happen. Like, so I feel like that's the adversity I went through this past season. Knowing that I got two seasons left, I feel pretty good about it. I finally, you know, I got a shot in my knee, so it should get better. But this past season, it went okay for me. It wasn't really what I expected it would have went, because, you know, the injury, you know, it just stopped me from a lot.
Yeah. Are those the only challenges that you face, or that you considered as challenges within being a collegiate student? Or have you faced any challenges throughout life while you've been there?
Really, the promoting thing. It's a lot of people put a lot of standards on promoting, and I don't really like the word promoting. I plan events. That's why I do more than just promote a club. I don't, you know, I throw events. I throw field days. I throw a camel country get down. I do toy drive. So I don't really like the word promoting, but I just feel like it's kind of like a target on me at the end of the day. So I really have to watch what I do, what I say. Sometimes when I want to respond to somebody, I have to, you know, remember who I am as a person, and we're all the same human beings. It's just like when it's a little bit more cameras on you, you just gotta, you know, think about things before you do them.
So you went there. I was thinking about it. So do you remember when he threw the camel party, right? It was something took place out there in Anthony, wherever the incident, and there was somebody within the on Facebook ended up making a comment about you and throwing the party, and I seen everybody, you know, responding in the way that they responded. But then in the moment, I seen you respond to that person, I guess to the city, if you will. You responded, and bro, I couldn't have been more proud of as a black athlete, former athlete, as a man. Like, bro, you handled yourself very well and professionally when you responded to him. And one thing that caught my attention, like you just said, it's not that you're a promoter. You playing events. So with with you planning events, you said what you said as far as what you do with, you know, the things that you do for the community. At that point, I was like, bro, you shut everything down. Anybody that had any doubts about what you did and how you did it, you can look, if you went down your resume, if somebody went through your social media, they would see everything that you did, you know what I'm saying? So as that could have been a challenge somebody your age may not knew how to handle in that moment, but you showed me, I'm pretty sure you showed everybody that knew what was going on. You showed them that you could handle yourself in a very respectful manner. So now you got more respect from other people because of how you handle that situation. So as a challenge, like you said, I mean, we know when you're in the light, when you're that guy, people gonna look at you differently, and then they're gonna try to hold you accountable for what happens. But you know, you just got to be able to handle them and handle the situations in a respectful way.
Definitely, because I wouldn't. That's why when people say like the word famous and he's known, that's not something I wanted. Like I never wanted that. It's just I was good at throwing parties, and you know, they just turned out into that. But I guess you could say it comes with a lot, and you just sometimes you gotta learn how to respond. A lot of things in life you gotta learn how to respond. You gotta learn how to respond to your boss, respond to your coach. So the comment you're talking about, I really had to just sit there real quick and see how am I going to respond with all these people looking at me. So that's how I just got through that.
So,
how do you get to this moment though? How does someone so young get to take over the city as one of the top people throwing parties, planning events? How do you get to this point? Like, you get able to say, when you're a good athlete, you go work out. You get able to say, you go exercise, you go train, you go do these things. But what about you makes people want to come to your parties or to the events you plan?
So I looked at it like this. A lot of people don't know, and I'm not trying to bash anybody, but if you're gonna get adults to come to your event, why not give back to their kids? That's how I look at it. Just like I threw 2 events in December, and I gave back in December. So I just feel like as much as I'm gonna keep throwing events, why can't I give back here and there? And I do it genuinely, because without events, I would still do that. But it's just like, I look at it as, if I'm like, these are the people that I want to keep coming, because it's really, and another thing, it's really about who stay relevant, honestly.
Yeah.
So the more you stay relevant, and this is anything you do, but the more you stay relevant, the more people will continue coming to what you're trying to bring them to. So like, I have a bunch of stuff planned for kids throughout this year, but I just feel like the more you stay relevant, you'll be good.
Yeah, how you know like which event I'm about to do? Okay, we about to do this month. You get what I'm saying? How do y'all go about? Cause I'm pretty sure you have a team, but how do y'all go about picking? Okay, we doing camo this week. Next week we doing the. You know what I mean? What goes on into picking what?
We actually have a business meeting this week about that, so we can plan out the whole year. But teaming up with my partner, he's older than me. Teaming up with him when I'm not here, he actually takes over and makes sure venues are good. Talks to owners, so. He's a big help, Val Byron, DJ Island Boy. So they are a big help to me when it comes to, stuff like that. And I think when you have a team and you have more minds come together, it's just easier, to put things in place.
Yeah, I want you to say that again. You say y'all about to have a what? A business what?
A business meeting.
So this ain't no blowing the wind. I just put my name on the flyer and I see how it go. Y'all real deal sitting down, planning, marketing, strategizing and stuff like that. This is real deal operation.
It's probably gonna be a long after this. So we have a lot planned in 2025 for kids, for adults, just for people who don't even want to go to the club. We just got a lot planned. So it's gonna take a lot, but I think we'll get it done.
Yeah. I want to. Have you ever thought about? I was thinking about this. As I planned for this interview. Have you ever thought about tying what you do with planning events into maybe trying to land an NIL deal through that? Because just think about it, just hear me out. You can tell me what you think. Being in Atlanta, the hype of the NIL and what's going on, do you think that's always part of it? Is there a way that you can leverage what you do with planning events and getting an NIL deal with? I mean, well, a liquor brand might not. Well, I mean, athletes get promoted by liquor brands. It might be a liquor brand. I don't know who it's going to be. You ever think about something like that?
I have, but another thing with the falling back situation, I was throwing events in Atlanta and they were doing very, very good. And I had to step back from that. So all I do now is throw events in Florida. And I feel like that helped my football career flourish, if you get what I'm saying. So I really don't do too much in Atlanta. Like people ask me all the time, like, why you don't, and I really just say like I had to step back from that because you got to think, if I'm playing football in Atlanta, then trying to throw events in Atlanta, I got to be there for them.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're back in Florida, I'm gonna do them when I can be in Florida, not when
schedule them around breaks.
Yeah.
Nah, that's dog. What you're saying, right? You got to hear you say
Time management.
Time is a lot for you even to scale, because even I'm pretty sure throwing events in Atlanta could be more profitable. It could be more. It is for your brand and all. They could do a lot more for you. But to be able to decipher like this is, how did you come up to that? What about throwing in Atlanta? How was that affecting you when you were doing it? How was it affecting you your time up there? Was it like, you get what I'm saying? Like with school, that's when your grades and stuff was dropping.
I was still doing pretty good, but I just feel like that's when I had to just focus on football. Like I'm here for football, and you know, like that's like if I was playing football in Florida, I probably wouldn't promote in Florida. Like I feel like that's kind of like a distraction, if you get what I'm saying. People might not get what I'm like. Some might not get what I'm saying, but being in Atlanta is already a lot going on.
Sure.
So if I'm gonna play football in Atlanta, I'm gonna play football in Atlanta, not throw events with football. It's a lot. That's a lot to keep up. Plus, went down here, and it is more profitable in Atlanta, but everything really isn't about money. So, you know.
So why do you do it? So why do you, if you know that? Because a lot of people say stuff like that. It's not about money, and I genuinely believe that you do believe that. But so why do you do what you do?
I enjoy it. I enjoy bringing people out safely and just having a fun time. Like an incident happened, I want to say 2021, back in the shores, and something happened at my event, and that really just motivated me to like make sure when they leave around me at the club, like they were safe at the club. So that's just how I look at it.
Yeah. So coming now, being who you are, I want to see how, like, where's your mindset now going forward? So you got 2 more years left of ball. Right now, if you could paint your story, if you could paint a picture for how your story is going to go from this moment when you leave the stage and beyond, what do you want that to look like for you?
With football, I do want to go to the league. That's always been a dream, but at the end of the day, we're gonna be realistic. Everybody can't make it to the league. There's been great players that just can't make it to the league. It don't work like that. So I always will say I have a backup plan. After however this goes with football, because like at the end of the day, football is the number one. So however it goes after football, I plan on just owning a couple things. Like I want to own a lounge. I want to own a restaurant. I want to own barbershops. I own a gym. And I always said that since I was probably like 15, 16. So
you plan on doing that back in the city? What do you plan on? Okay, does this seem like this going to be my forever home, or you plan on going somewhere else?
I won't say it will be my forever home. I'll probably do a lounge here or a restaurant, but I always said, like, even if I come back to Florida after college and then I feel like I wouldn't never live back here.
Yeah.
And it's not because Ocala's a bad place. I just feel like you can get stuck here. And that's not something I want to, I don't want to be stuck here. Yeah.
Hey, man, they got that something they call a transfer portal right now. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people jumping in it to test it out. So what do you think about the transfer portal? And I ain't going to ask you, have you ever thought about it? Because that can get you in trouble. But what do you think about the transfer portal?
It's different right now. It's different. Some chasing money, some chasing football. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to tell them which one to chase. I have been, people have been reached out to me. Big time colleges have reached out to me. But like I say, I just feel like things happen for a reason. We got a new head coach, and he's an awesome head coach. So that just goes back. Some things are not good to just do for money. Just because somebody put 6 figures out in your face, it doesn't mean to go chase 6 figures. So the transfer portal part, I feel like it's a blessing. What athletes do with the money, I feel like should be hindered a little bit. Like it should be like it. You should have like half of it should go somewhere, and the other half they can keep it themselves. Because at the end of the day,
just manage better.
Yeah, it has to be managed better because money don't like last all the time. So you need to put it somewhere so it can grow.
Another in the trends, like you say, you're definitely right with that. I think all of them should have like financial advisors when it should come along, because like you say, these dudes are really getting 6 figures and like real money, making more than anybody that they probably know. You get what I'm saying? So that takes a lot of pressure that come with that as well. But even with that, being an athlete, one thing I would think is social media as well. So social media is a big thing. And the reason I want to get game from you when it comes to social media branding, we have a lot of young people, man, and if we go on their social media, see what they post. Everybody want to post the toughest song that's talking about the most violent stuff or the most, just rap music. And don't get me wrong, it's cool. But how do you go about? Because you're a brand, you're a walking brand. Do you see yourself as an entrepreneur, right?
For sure.
So I'm pretty sure when it comes to your social media, you're careful with what you're posting. So somebody your status that's a D1 athlete and also a businessman, how do you approach social media when you're on social media?
At the end of the day, it's young people looking at me, coaches looking at me, and it's adults looking at me. So really all eyes are on me. And, I just have to be careful for, sometimes what I say or what I do. The most that mean, number one thing that mean to me is the kids. Like, for sure, I want them to make sure, like, you just can't, like, some things you can't say online and some things are, okay to say. But that's really the, on that whole topic, I try to look out for the kids first. 'Cause at the end of the day, those are the ones that mean the most to me. Those are the ones that are looking up to me. It's not a lot of kids that I can say probably hate me or would want to do something to me. But it might be a lot of adults that want to do that. So at the end of the day, I look at the kids as like, I got to take care of y'all, so y'all can make sure I can make sure I don't post nothing wrong on here.
Yeah. How about Brandon? Do you have a plan? Because I get like, and this is just me giving you a little game. I heard you say, you have business meetings with your team for planning parties and events. But when it comes about Izaiah Guy branding yourself, like, do you ever think like, or do you just sit down with yourself like, what am I trying to give to the world? Who do I want people to see me as? And I even say this to Jai as well, because it's like, especially in this world of this NIL, like, how are you positioning yourself to be able to receive an NIL? How are you positioning yourself to, if football don't work out, be able to connect with whatever brand to be whatever you do? You sit and think about those things?
Definitely. Like, I got a clothing brand dropping this year. Should have dropped last year.
Okay.
I have a couple designs just like sitting there, and I actually had a brand drop. It just, a lot of things come with time, and again, trying to focus with football and the events, it's kind of hard to just like put that in there as well. So I definitely want to, get my brand out and portray that to the world. Like, I'm not just a football player. I'm not just a party. Like, I don't just throw events. I just, I have more that comes with me.
Yeah, I like that. So the world is watching, and so like you say, your focus is the kids. My focus is the kid too. I've dedicated my life to the youth. I really answered a calling from God that He placed on my life. What I do today, I never thought I'd be doing it, bro. Literally, it was just something, calling to God, and I just answered it. So now that I wake up literally every day to motivate the youth, to give them guidance, and to provide them with whatever that may need. And it's different from kid to kid, to family to family. For yourself, the young people that may watch this video that look up the Izaiah Guy, what is something you could tell a young man that you wish somebody would have told you when you was a young person?
There's always somebody watching you. Never think that you're alone either. Always somebody watching you. Go get it. And when I mean go get it, don't let nobody stop you from whatever you desire. Like, it's a lot out in this world. So whatever you want to do, you can do that.
I love that. What's next, man? What's next? What you got cooking? What's going on? What you need the people to know? What you got going?
Well, I'm gonna go back to school this weekend, so that'll be more of the focus. But February we're bringing influencer, and March 1st got booked for a car show in Eustis. We have March 22nd, probably doing something here. Like I said, we haven't finished the calendar yet, but it's coming together. We got a good couple plans coming.
Yeah. What and I know Eddie asked you this. I think he said something about challenges. What challenges is two-part question. So I want to ask you, like, what challenges do you have right now? What is some things that you think are holding you back right now, and how can we support you right now?
Oh, that's a good one. I think this is a challenge I go through every day of my life, but just being better than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
So, then again, football, like I have to turn it up a notch this year. It was a lot expected out of me last year, and like I say, injuries happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just something I got to, I'm dealing with right now. Like, I'm not trying to prove anybody. I'm trying to prove myself. So football would be like the number one challenge for me right now, and not as far as working out and that like that, just as far as being who I want to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So doing a lot. Sometimes you don't understand that how drained you are, how fatigued you are until you get the time to pause and really reflect. I want to ask you this. We do something called mental health checks. We always ask from the scale of 1 to 10 how you feeling, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. And this is just a mentally. And I want you to really able to just pause, even if you had to think about it. And I want you to answer the question literally mentally. How is Izaiah Guy right now on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'll put it around the 6-7 range.
6-7. And why you pick that?
Like I say, sometimes it's a lot. Sometimes, when people expect things out of you, or when you taking care of, different people, it just get hard. But life is hard. So, I just keep going, keep trusting God, even like he'll make things right. But mentally though, I definitely think it's about a 6-7.
Yeah. I like it.
You have I guess like those moments when you have those tough moments, you have somebody that you can, well, you probably talk to Ja.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the question. Is there somebody that you have to talk to?
Yeah, Ja would be one of the ones. I talk to certain people about just different things. I feel like I don't really have nobody to pour into. I will say that. But
and that was not to cut you, but that was one thing, because Jamie asked about the mental health aspect, and you were saying like, because he said, what is something that we could help you with? And that's what I was going to get to as far as the accountability group. Do you have anybody outside of Ja, your teammates, somebody, people that you went on a day-to-day basis that may be in that same environment? They may be experiencing some of the same things you're dealing with. So when you try to, there may be moments where you might talk to Ja about a bad play or something that's going on in the locker room, but it's like he may be feeling some type of way too. Y'all both feeling the same. So it's like you can't really get the true response that you need, or the true ear that you need. So outside of that, do you have anybody else?
Yeah, like my business partner, he's more like he's like a role model to me, father figure to me. So I talk to him about a lot. But at the end of the day, people have their own problems. So I don't really try to put all of my problems on one person. I might just throw a problem at them and see how they feel about it, and then the rest of my problems, it'll go out, someday.
Yeah, it's a big thing. And one thing I do want to, and I know, so dude, Charlamagne the Guy, he talk a lot about mental health. And even this year, I'm gonna find a therapist for myself, and I recommend it to you. You are, young man, pretty sure you can go out and search for a therapist or somebody that can help you out mentally. There's nothing wrong. There was a stigma in our community. If you had a therapist, you're crazy or something like that. But we had to knock that over, man. And we actually had a mental health counselor here with us maybe 2 weeks ago. But you have to be able to do that same thing to go out and get whatever that is for you that you need. And if that's think about how much your trajectory, how you would go if you had a therapist that you could check in with every week. You get what I'm saying? And they got even virtual, and I can give you a link. I forget, somebody sent it to me. I told him I think I want to go sit down on the couch and be able to cry. Be able to cry, sit down and really talk to somebody. But you got to check that out. And I can send you a link, and I think that'll be something beautiful, because you got a lot going on, Robert. You get what I'm saying? And you got to be able to have something that'll help you be able to debrief and get that, that load off your shoulder. So I definitely see that link. But to wrap it up, bro, one thing I want to ask you, man. So again, I love Ocala. I think you would say Ocala probably is like your base for what you do. You get a lot of love, a lot of support. I want you to talk to the people about, the people that support you, and just tell them what does Ocala mean to you?
A lot of people downplay Ocala. Like when I mention Ocala, a lot of people be like, where is that, or where, what is an Ocala? So I just feel like the more I keep turning up the city, as if you want to say that, like the more people will just know about it. So I always I just always said I'll always pour into Ocala, whether I'm not here or I am here, just because it needs it. Like Ocala, it's a bunch of kids around here. It's a bunch of people who are not okay, and they need, you know, people like us, you know, doing different things for them. Yeah.
You have any goals? So what do you see for the city? I'm pretty now that I'm here, there's a lot of things I see. As far as the trajectory, we got so many people move, one of the top growing cities in the U.S. What are your goals? Do you get, even when you throw a party, I'm pretty sure there's a goal for it. Like you say, you want to lounge. But what are some goals? Like if you could see the city in 10 years, what would your hopes to be for it?
Having like hundreds of kids come together like on weekends just to play different games, or just, you know, have different groups, like actually having like a building for kids to like, you know, just to come play at. And then like after the playtime, you know, they go to a different group with another man and they talk and consistently do that. Because I feel like a lot of people tried that in Ocala maybe, and it just didn't, they didn't stay consistent with it. So it's like, I see that being like a every weekend type thing, and it just keeps growing and keeps growing and keeps growing to the point like we got to have it in Ocala, Orlando, and Miami. So that's man.
I love it, man. Man, we appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you for being here. So again, I'm gonna reiterate what I just said, man. I really salute you, man. Seeing what you're doing, being able to manage both. Like I said, I was a student athlete. I know what it comes with that. And you be able to be a student athlete, but also be a person that comes uplift your city. Don't get me wrong, because even people see party, but you're uplifting your city. I don't care what people say. Even, you know, there are some people that party too much. But at the end of the day, people do need that lift off their shoulder. And if partying that does it for them, then that's what it is. And you're able to provide that to people, but you're also giving back to your community as well. So you should be saluted for that. So definitely appreciate you. I don't know if you got anything else, bro, for you spinning off.
I just hope everybody that's watching this, I hope they truly understand what so all the boys that go through college, you know what I'm saying, you, Jai, KJ, everybody, the younger because we went off, but you know, a lot of the kids don't really know us right now. So now, like you said, the kids are looking up to you. Bro, you mean so much, y'all. The things that y'all doing, it means so much because there are young men looking up to you. Like if we might take the clip out of this and send it, I got one young man right now that need to hear what you said as far as the social media and being a athlete, because he's a good athlete, but he just chooses to do crazy things on social media. So what you're doing and how you're doing it, you have to have another level of respect as an adult, because we try to look at it again, like Jamie said. So yeah, sometimes we like you party too much. That might be, you know, all right, you overdoing it. But at the same time, we need that moment to get away, and you are creating that for our community. And at this point, I haven't really heard anything bad about when you promote, you know what I'm saying, when you promote anything. So kudos you on that, and bro, just continue to do what you're doing in school, because our boys handling the business.
Appreciate you for that.
Keep going. But I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm gonna do this real quick. All right, man, make sure y'all stop what you're doing right now. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Again, another great episode, man. A young man that's really killing the game. Georgia State football athlete and student athlete, and he's also a businessman as well, an entrepreneur. So you see parties, but this is an entrepreneur right now. The skills, the hustle that he has in him gonna take him further than he can even see right now. So make sure y'all supporting everything he's doing, following him on his social medias. I'm pretty sure I'll let him give that to you as well. But definitely make sure, and we got to do it, especially, man, we got to do a good job of putting our arms around the people that's doing something good. We got to get a good job of supporting those that's doing good, because that's how we keep it going, all right? And then he's going to be able to inspire the next person that's going to do the same thing. So what I want you to do as we wrap up, Zay, I need just your camera right here. I need you to look dead in that camera and just give a message. I don't care. I'm going to lead it to you. I just told you to give something to the youth. But you can give whatever you think people need to hear. Telling it, and also you can tell them where they can find you as well.
The message I want to give to the people. All of us are equal. You know, some people just have better talents than others, but always remember, you can be whoever you want to be. So, I mean, just keep going, keep striving, keep faith in God, if that's your religion, and love on people. Everybody needs love. Yeah. Y'all can get at me at Instagram at PR7ME_, and Facebook, Izaiah Guy, Twitter, Izaiah Guy. Thank y'all.
All right, man. Hey, another episode of the EL2A podcast, man. We out of here.